Very quickly, welcome on board Dr. Anand Prabhu. And really, it's so nice of you to accommodate our request. And to introduce Professor Anant Prabhu, Dr. Anant Prabhu, Sahyadri College, is an author, TV host, trainer, cyber law and security expert, and motivational speaker. He serves as a professor and principal investigator at the Digital Forensics and Cybersecurity Excellence Center at Sahyadri College. Without wasting further time, I would request you to please share your thoughts, and floor is yours. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Ramesh ji. It's such a pleasure and privilege to be a part of this fantastic IDPS 2022. I thank Vijay Kumar Navi ji for giving me an opportunity, and Ramesh ji for summarizing 3 days of invigorating sessions by learned panelists. In fact, the panel members of the Data Protection Bill would definitely get better insights for drafting the revised bill from the topics and inputs suggested by the experts. Our world is undergoing an information big bang in which the universe of data doubles every 2 years and quintillions of bytes of data are generated every day. For decades, Moore's law on the doubling of computing power every 18 to 24 months has driven the growth of information technology. Now, as billions of smartphones and other devices collect and transmit data over high-speed global networks, store data in ever larger data centers, and analyze it using increasingly powerful and sophisticated software, Metcalfe's law comes into play. Metcalfe's law was conceived by George Gilder, but it is attributed to Robert Metcalfe, the co-inventor of Ethernet in 1980. It speaks to both the growth in the number of connections as well as the value used in the computer networks and the telecommunications. The law that a network's the impact is the square of the number of nodes in the network. For example, if a network has 10 nodes, its inherent value is 100, that is 10 into 10. The end nodes can be computers, servers, or the connecting users. As 5G networks and eventually the quantum computing deploy, this data explosion will grow even faster and bigger. Hacks and data theft enabled by weak security, cover-ups or avoidable mistakes that have cost billions and counting. Moreover, we are aware that the new digital technologies that are used to process personal information in an invasive and large-scale manner fail to respect individuals' reasonable expectations of privacy. Privacy was a human right that enables the free development of personality and the exercise of rights in accordance with the dignity of the human being. But today, we live in a world where participating in public and private activity at the national and international levels requires more and more personal data to be processed. I happened to read Brian Nogred's report that analyzed 10 principles: legality, consent, transparency, purpose, loyalty, proportionality, minimization, quality, responsibility, and security to guide states and encourage them to continue to strike a balance between different conflicting interests in the processing of personal data and the right to privacy in the global and digital era. This is definitely the need of the hour. By protecting data, companies can prevent data breaches, damage to reputation, and can better meet the regulatory requirements. Data protection solutions rely on technologies such as data loss prevention, DLP, storage with built-in data protection, firewalls, encryption, and endpoint protection. Since there is no territorial jurisdictions for cybercrimes, we must strive towards cooperation and regulatory harmonization at the international levels. When it comes to protecting our data, there are many storage management options we can choose from. But in my opinion, the data erasure and the disaster recovery technologies must be given primary importance The rest of the points have been wonderfully summarized by all the learned speakers as well as Ramesh ji. To summarize, data breaches can be far more than temporary terror. They may change the course of your life. Businesses, governments, and individuals alike can experience huge complications from having sensitive information exposed, whether you are offline or online. Hackers can get to you through the internet, Bluetooth, text messages, or the online services that you use. Without proper attention to detail, a small vulnerability can cause a massive data breach. Well, thank you for the opportunity, and I'm grateful to the organizers. Such sessions are eye openers and definitely help our nation in building a fantastic data protection bill. Before I wind up, would like to remind all of you regarding the room number 632 of Ramurthy ji on 26/11/2008. If you do not know about it, I request you to Google it, because if the terrorists back then in 2008 with the 2G connections could get that much of data, imagine with 5G how much of our data gets exposed. Thank you very much, and I once again wish all the best for everyone for being here and giving me an opportunity. Thanks a lot.
Great,
Thank you,
great.
Doctor. Yeah. Yeah, you want to say something? Tell
Yes,
them.
yes. I'm not able to stop Mr. Navisa, really. Yeah, excited. Thank you very much, Doctor. What a session, I'll tell you. So short, but believe me, that impact is very high. And I would come back to you, would request you to come for a session on one of the evening, right? That Wednesday, Janavadini, Doctor. You need to address our FDP community. Yeah.
I would love to. I would love to. Thank you, sir.
Super. Really. Thank you very much. Please go ahead, Navisa. Thank you.
Yeah. So, friends, both on the stage, in the back of the stage, and of course on the virtual connection, it is my privilege to summarize and say that I am very, very grateful to all of you for having made this program a great success. When we set about this say 2-3 months back, we were confronted with the uncertainty about the situation where government had suddenly withdrawn the bill. So there was a sort of a feeling of loss for an organization like FDPPI, you can imagine. But then we thought that every such thing is also an opportunity. And we said that if the old bill has been withdrawn, that means a new bill has to be drafted. And it is our opportunity to suggest to the government what the new bill should be. That's why we took this as the shape of things to come. And in fact, when we started, I wanted to have the first day as a master class on the supposed or proposed changes, and then take 2 days of seminar. But the response from speakers was so overwhelming that I had to curtail my sessions one by one until we were having one session on shape of things to come on the first day. Rest of the things were all taken up by our eminent speakers. This time we had a lot of participation from speakers from abroad, and that helped us actually to broad base our discussions, including the shape of changes which are happening abroad. It is not only that in India we are coming up with some new law. There are several other countries where new laws are coming. So we covered that. We also covered the cross-border, because that is a very, very important problem which Indian industries were having. Of course, as Ramesh said, this time we did cover a lot of technology-related issues, some governance issues, and of course the law issues. We had eminent people like Pawan Dugal and Prashant Mali, and Captain Saini was also there. So we were able to give a fair coverage to different aspects which govern data protection, and try to combine everything with what we need to do next. And I was really fortunate to have Professor Rafael Yuste accept my invitation and speak for half an hour on the neuro rights, the developments in neurotechnology and why neuro rights is very important. He is, as I have referred earlier, is a father of neuro rights, and he will be called like that as we go ahead. I don't know whether he likes it or not, but I thought that's what came to my mind. And he was present. And for last 1 year, I have been working on this neuro rights, and it was very fitting that we were able to get him here. And in fact, after this seminar, one of the takeoff points which FDPPI will be working on is on this neuro rights. I've already been in touch with several other people. That is one of the next steps we are going to take. We are also going to document the proceedings to some extent and the shape of things to come, the new law, and we will be submitting it to the government. Whether they will incorporate it or not, it is left to them, but we are going to actually put it there. So that is what we are going to do post this particular event. So my responsibility is also there to thank all those people who contributed to this particular program, starting with QRC, which was our co-sponsor. Actually, their encouragement is what made us pick up this Ibentos platform. And I must thank Ibentos team also for having given us a good, platform on which we could conduct the whole program. And definitely our thanks goes to all the speakers, more so the foreign speakers, as Ramesh said, coming in at different time zones, and supporters like Clickstart or Marti Quality and SM Consulting. And on the backstage, my own colleagues, starting with Manju, a very silent warrior. She was behind the scene, but did a lot of work. Samyogita, then Tripti, and of course, Ramesh, and several other people, including Mr. Adepu, who gave us the contact of a number of people, foreign speakers and others. I think overall, several people in FDPPA have combined together to make this a success. Next year, perhaps we will be improving further upon this, because one thing which I personally missed in this seminar was the contact with the audience. The platform was fine. We were able to actually get a lot of foreign speakers and others without the cost of their actual travel and other things. That was the reason why we chose to be on the virtual platform. But what we had to sacrifice because of that was that we lost our contact with the audience who were there in the virtual platform. But the way people like us, including people like Dr. Anant Prabhu, will appreciate, when we talk, we want to look at the eyes of the audience. Otherwise, we don't feel actually comfortable. So perhaps next year, our team, which perhaps by that time several other people in FDPPA would come in, we will look at another hybrid version of the platform where we will use virtual platform so that we will have our access to all the international speakers. But at least we need to have about 100 to 150 people sitting in front of us. So I think for the team next, led by Mr. Ramesh Venkatraman, this is what I want you to consider for the next this thing. And hopefully sooner or later, we would like to have a metaverse platform. Yes. In fact, the reason why I wanted Mr. Harpreet to present his metaverse system was that I wanted to know what is possible. Of course, we may not go into the metaverse with the AR device and other things. I want to have at least something similar to the Second Life kind of platform where people can come in through a website and still have a feeling of their own presence in the platform. I think if Mr. Harpreet and Puneet are listening, they should look at making this possible. And FDPPI would like to make use of such a platform, provided, of course, we have the ability to meet the cost, or we have the ability to get a sponsor for the particular cost. But anyway, we would like to be one of the early people to get into a metaverse conference. Okay, let me see how it works out in the coming year. And with this, I think I should close the session. And once again, thank all of you. We will have recorded versions of all the 18 hours of this thing. Plus, we have already put this thing. In fact, my friends from Chennai, Rajendran and his team, have given another 1 hour panel discussion, which we have put in the recorded version. And Vasantika and Reena Bengeri had given one panel discussion. An Australian professor, Murugeshan, has given his recorded video. Then Kodanram has given several videos which we have put on the recorded version. Not all of them could be played in the live session because 18 hours itself was quite a heavy dose. In fact, we thought that in between sessions we would have had time, but throughout the 3 days, we never got 1 minute of extra time, except when technically something has to be done or something like that. So all these recorded things could not be played on the live or real-time platform, but that will be there and it will continue to be available. So that is the additional content which we have provided. There are, I think, Ramesh told you about the number of videos which are available. So all this content has been made available free, and I would like every one of you to make use of it. Not only that, you ask every friend of yours who missed attending this, either because of the cricket match or for anything else, to ensure that they have access to this. You will definitely feel that there has been no such volume of free knowledge on data protection which has ever been made available in India. I am not given to boasting anything, but I can say confidently that this amount of rich content, and if you go through and sit through that, I think you will realize how important certain points which some speakers have made it. And that should reach as many people as possible. So spread this word to people. It will be available online. It will be available free. For the next few days, it will be available on the platform itself. But subsequently, we will move it to the FDPPI platform. So please make use of it and let others also make use of it. If you are in a company, ask your employees to actually go through it. If you are in a college, definitely you should ask your students to go through it because this much of information, it is not free to come, and people will say that we are crazy to give this much of information free. We could have charged something 500 rupees per delegate, we could have charged 1,000 rupees, but somehow we felt again this year that we will fund it from our sponsors or ourselves and let the content reach as many people as possible. And with that, I would like to say thanks to everyone, including Dr. Anant Prabhu, who I think landed from abroad or something like that.
Yes, sir. Last early morning.
Yeah, I am a fan of Dr. Ananta Prabhu because particularly when he speaks in Kannada, certain technical terms and other things, I have not been able to do that. Though I have written a small book in Kannada on Antarjala Aparadagalu, cyber crime, the way he expresses in a public platform in Kannada is stupendous, and definitely, and also we have to actually get him into the lot of these cyber crimes with new technologies. That's a separate topic. We should give him emerging technologies, cyber crimes. I think that is a good topic for him, and we will make an opportunity. So thank you, Dr. Anant. We had limited interaction this time, but we would like to have more interaction as we go ahead. Okay, sure. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thanks, everyone. Thank you.
Manju and others on the back room. And Sadiq, and
Thank you, everyone.
very much.
Thanks, Puneet sir. Thanks for your team, really. Anand.
Yeah.
Thank you. Bye.
And
Thank
Vamshi, if he is
Bye.
there, please
Bye.
personal thanks to Vamshi. Yeah.